Hi, this video is going to be combined to cover days 10, 11, and 12 of our isolation. This time I kind of wrote everything down on these little bulletin points just so that I can keep my thoughts together a little bit more precise while we go through these. Saturday, Friday night, after I made my video, I finished cleaning my cat room about 98%, and then I realized that my hands were very dried out. They were starting to glow red, and I went in the bathroom and pumped a few things of lotion, a few droplets of lotion on my hands, and the hands just kind of like quickly absorbed and sucked up the moisture, and that irritated the skin too, so then my hands started swelling and they got puffy, and I got a little nervous, and I went up to Kyle and he said, "No more cleaning." And I said, "But the furniture's off the wall." But he said, "Yeah, no more cleaning. We're going to put an ice pack on your hands. You're going to take 2 Benadryl. We're going to lay you on the couch, and you are not even going to play with your phone. You're just going to relax and watch some Disney Plus." And I ended up watching Snow White. And is it ironic? I don't know. We got to the one scene that I forgot about where it's time to wash up for supper, and the dwarves have to go wash their hands with soap. And I was like, of course, of course. Anyway, so the next day, Saturday, I finished the cat room by putting back all the furniture where they belonged, and I lit some candles. I opened the windows. It smelled so good in there, so fresh. I went on to cleaning all the bathrooms in our house. Each toilet/bathroom consisted of 3 wipes, 1 wipe for the counter, 1 wipe for the base of the toilet, and then the lids. I also cleaned up our guest bedroom, which that wasn't very messy at all. The bed wasn't made. I put down some fresh new sheets on it. I tidied up any messier blankets in the closet, reorganized and straightened those out. My cat loved the mink heavy weighted blanket that my aunt-in-law, so my father-in-law's sister, gave us for Christmas. She loved that, so she was kneading on it like crazy. Opened the windows in there, shut the door, and let it freshen up without the cat in there. I ate a sleeve and a half of Oreos. Didn't realize I did that till my husband brought me the package and said, "Look how much is gone." Oops. I drew a little bit more. I was starting to sketch a new 4-panel type kind of comic. I don't know, it's just cutesy things that Kyle and I do or say throughout the days, and I've been starting to record and jot down those thoughts and sayings, and I want to put them to artistic life and share them. If anybody likes them, great. If anybody doesn't or moves on, it's not a big deal. It's just a little nice to have outside of the COVID-19. COVID. I noticed that in my last video, it sounded like I said COVID. It's COVID. And on Friday, I think it was, I found out about an old coworker of mine. I used to work for pretty much a thrift store where we took donations, but I didn't work at the store. I worked at what would be considered a distribution warehouse, where all the donations went to, even from Montana and Utah. They all came straight to Idaho. So we would just, spread them out towards different stores here in the Treasure Valley. And I asked her, because I still have this group chat from the job, because I liked all the people I worked with there and I wanted to keep in touch. And I asked them, I said, well, now that all of this has taken place and Mr. Little's shelter in place, said place twice, shelter in place thing, where do you guys stand? Where are you at with this? Because I personally did not believe thrift stores would be considered essential. I don't think it's smart to go and buy used goods or clothing, because you never know. And she shared some sad news that most of the staff was let go. At the stores, they have maybe 1 to a few employees, including 1 manager. At the warehouse, 3 staff, so like 1 driver, another person to just manage the warehouse, and somebody else. And she is the assistant manager, my friend, and I used to be that position. I gave it down to 1 guy, and then he gave it down to her, and we all know each other. And she gave up her position so that somebody else could have it. It's very selfless. It's very noble. And it's just very human to do that and feel. And she said that she had some high-risk family members, so she had to do that. But she's okay. She said she's not worried at all. She's plenty fine. We offered her, anything she needs. She's good for now. And then I talked to my little brother, Jack, over FaceTime recently. And he seems very stressed lately too. I think it's really dawning on him what's happening in the world. I think it already was, but it's like starting to show. He's been asking a lot of questions. He was wanting to go remote at his job for so long, but they weren't letting him go remote, and he just couldn't wait anymore, so he told them he wasn't going to go in. Excuse me. I don't know, it's just, there's like little happy bits and then little bits that are just so stressful about this whole situation. So like the happier bits just make life fun, even though this is really crappy, these circumstances. And then the little parts that are even remote, small and bad, it just makes you feel a little doomed, I want to say. So yeah, that was Saturday. Moving on to Sunday, pancakes, eggs, and sausage. I made those at 12:30 the next day because we slept in. While eating those, we watched Disney's Tangled. I haven't seen it in years. I don't really remember it. It was really fun to watch. I cried because I cry at all Disney movies. Doesn't matter how many times I've watched them. I cry watching Disney movies. And now that I finished the movie, I can move on to the series, which I tried 1 episode the other day. And I'm not sure if I like it. It might be a little too young for me, too little girlish, too actiony. I don't know. I'll try to give it another chance. Kyle and I cleaned up the backyard. That was a fun chore. It was originally his idea, and I should have taken the hint that that was him wanting to take space away from me to go do his own thing and get out of the house. But I took it as, oh, he's gonna go pull weeds. Well, that's really bad on your back, and he has a bad back, and that's really painful, so I better go out there and help him too. And I did, and I got in the way. So instead, I just picked up some dead leaves that were cluttered into the corners of the yard, and helped power wash a cooler that got dirty that was left out all year, and swept the back patio. He power washed the windows, and then I dried them, and then I was done. I just let him take over from there. We did make dinner together. I made the rolls and the salad, and I feel like I got something else together. I can't remember. He made me salmon. First time he's ever cooked fish, ever. First time in forever. He did not like the smell of it, and it was pretty funny. I'll have a few little video snippets at the end of this just to show. Definitely got silly together just doing all of that. It was silly Sunday after the small tension in the backyard. I announced online that I plan to drink 0 drinks, 0% alcohol, for the month of April, because I'm trying not to drink as much anymore. I filled in my drawing that I drew the day before, and that was Sunday. And then I didn't sleep till 1:30 due to anxiety, and I was pretty restless all night, and I got hot, and it wasn't a good night's sleep, and I had nightmares. So then today, woke up. There was 58 tasks available for work. Yay! Out of the 58, I maybe took 16 to 18, split between me and 4 other women. So I did that. We had a few Amazon packages today. We cut them open with a knife, wearing gloves, and wiped those down immediately, and then discarded the boxes. And then I made grilled cheese sandwiches and soup for dinner. And that's where it's not even day 14 of being together, since my work let me go remote before the governor's shelter in place. But it hasn't even been day 14, and we finally had tension because of me. I wanted to make grilled cheese sandwiches and soup for dinner. Kyle cooks a lot. He's a great cook. I'm pretty lucky. Sometimes I want to cook, and I don't cook a whole lot, and to be honest, I don't even have motivation to do it a whole lot. That's just how it is lately. But I want to, because I've been craving a grilled cheese sandwich and some tomato soup. He says he wants salami in his. Great. We're kind of tackling a few things in the kitchen here and there. Eventually, he leaves. He goes to the living room and puts on that new Exotic Joe Netflix show. First episode ever. Very interesting, people. And I thought he was plenty distracted enough with the TV show and holding our own cat that he would enjoy it. I mean, he was enjoying it, but I was hoping he would keep him in the living room while I cooked the whole time. But I could tell that he was just really happy to be spending time together. He got off work, even though he didn't work today. Today was supposed to be a day off, but he definitely did a few meetings, did a little bit of coding. I got off work after a long day. He, was sprightly. He was ready to hang out, even though we've been together, stuck in the house for days and days. It's really nice that he still wants to. But I was focused on dinner. So at one point, he gets up because he put this frozen block of cheddar broccoli soup into a pot, and we didn't pull it out enough time. It's from Costco. It's been in the freezer for months, and we didn't pull it out in enough time prior, so it's not thawed. So we're just trying to quickly cook it in a pot. And he comes over because he wants to help stir it, because it's getting down to the little bits that are still frozen, but it's mostly done. And I go, okay, you can stir it. And I'm starting to feel a little bit of annoyance. This is my space right now. You're always in the kitchen. When you tell me that you want your kitchen and that I should get out, or maybe the dinner's a surprise, I leave and I stay out. I should have voiced right then and there, this is my kitchen. I don't want you in here so that I can focus on making the dinner. Well, I ignored those feelings again, because sometimes I do that. It's not healthy. It's not setting boundaries. I ignored the feelings because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And so I let him in. I let him still play around. He reminded me of an anxiously excited little kid that just wanted to put his hands in everything. And there was a lot of me having to shuffle around him. And I grabbed this thing out of the fridge that ended up exploding on the counter. was very irritating. So I was already overwhelmed because I didn't want the contents of the sauce or whatever to catch on fire, because it also shot out over the stove. I don't know why. It was like the container was like super pressurized. Very irritating. So my triggers are going up higher. The stress is going up higher. I'm still trying to hide it. And he says he'll clean it up. I'm like, okay, great, but not right now. Like, I'm still working. You can clean it up after. But he doesn't leave the kitchen. And then he offers to spread some of the sauce on my part of the grilled cheese sandwich, which was in a separate pan. And it's like, I'm tedious about the way I'm doing this process. Like, everything needs to be nitpicky and right in my mind. And like, he doesn't know what I'm thinking about. He doesn't know the patterns I'm trying to do to make both of these grilled cheese sandwiches come out crisp and just beautiful and hot. And I'm like rotating, flipping the bread before I start to put down the sauce and the cheese. But he almost put down the sauce on the wrong side of the bread. And I don't know why. It stressed me out. I snapped, no! And, you know, it escalated a little bit, not terribly. He was taken aback. He was a little offended. And I said, just get out. Get out of the kitchen. And, you know, he was hurt. I felt like a butthead, a complete crapper, a jerk. And he said, I was just trying to help him. Like, I know you were, but right now is not good. Like, I just need you out of this room. And he left. And it's left a sour taste in my mouth since then. So, after this video, I need to go make it up and enjoy these little clips. And we'll do a video tomorrow. Sorry this one was so much longer. Bye!